Hello munchkins and marketers, my name is TVSkyen, and yesterday we had ourselves a little conversation about a banana that had been taped to a wall which was now supposedly worth $120,000. If you want the full context on that conversation, you should go back and watch the previous video because some of that is going to be tying into the subject matter for the day, which is the League of Legends and Louis Vuitton collaboration capsule collection. Now, League of Legends and Louis Vuitton announced this collaboration a good long while ago, and it was all to tie in with Worlds and to tie in with the release of Qiyana, who got like the Louis Vuitton Qiyana skin, which then also turned up in the True Damage Giants music video. This whole cross-promotional branding exercise between two extremely large corporations who see a utility in using one another to gain access to each other's markets. Another aspect of that particular collaboration was that Louis Vuitton were going to design a capsule collection. That's a small, limited-run collection of fashion items inspired, at least nominally, by League of Legends. That collection has finally been made public today, and it looks like this. Now, anyone who was expecting Louis Vuitton to make sort of high-end League of Legends cosplay gear is probably somewhat disappointed with the particular look of this particular collection, but what most people have been talking about and focusing on is, of course, those little numbers there next to the thing. Those numbers that have just way too many digits in them, don't they? $2,420, nice, for a sip-up hoodie. $1,610 for jogging pants. $730 for a bracelet. $5,650 for a leather biker jacket. So obviously, this kind of pricing is somewhat out of the range of, like, most people alive on the planet today, which has led to some pushback on social media from angry League of Legends fans saying, hey, hang on, this merchandise doesn't seem to be designed to be sold to anyone who's like just an ordinary gamer. What the hell is going on here? And what's going on is that Louis Vuitton are doing what Louis Vuitton have always done. They are a premier luxury brand product, and they're pricing their products according to the kind of prestige that's a big part of the product that they're selling. Because when you buy a Louis Vuitton product, you're not just buying a jacket which will be useful because it keeps you warm when it is cold. You are buying a signal, a fashion statement that says, I have lots of money because I can afford this thing which is extremely expensive. Now, in the video talking about the banana taped to a wall and asking questions about why the hell that was valued at $120,000, we touched on this. What's being valued when you see a product that is so ridiculously overpriced is not just the thing in itself. It's not its function, it's not its utility, it's not even how good it looks or how interesting it is. What's being valued, to some extent, is the social value of obtaining a product at that price. When rich people throw absurd amounts of money at weird conceptual art that certainly isn't worth the money that it's being priced at, part of the point of doing that is to show that they are so rich that they can throw money at weird conceptual art that certainly isn't worth the money that it's being priced at. It's about the flex of saying, oh, I'm a patron of the arts. I am someone who supports weird conceptual art that I can understand because I'm a rich person who has enough money to fund weird conceptual art, unlike those poor people who don't have nearly enough money to participate in this market. The exclusivity of being able to do something as ludicrous as spend $120,000 on a banana taped to a wall because someone said it was conceptual art is part of the point. They're doing it because they can afford to spend $120,000 on something ridiculous the same way that the rest of us can sometimes afford to spend a few dollars on a value meal at McDonald's. It is also, of course, about tax evasion and money laundering. Again, we discussed this more extensively in the previous video. But on a social level, the wealthy have always put a premium on being able to appear wealthy, on showing off their wealth. In the 1600s, when the pineapple was first brought from South America to Europe, it instantly became a phenomenally expensive luxury item available only to the very few due to the difficulty and the sheer distance of transport that was necessary to bring the thing to Europe. It was so expensive and so prestigious that kings and queens would have pineapples brought out to sit at the middle of the table, never to be touched and never to be cut, merely to be looked at. The pineapple would often not even be eaten because the whole point of the pineapple wasn't to eat the thing for its nutritional value or its taste, but to have it for the sheer expense and difficulty of obtaining one. And this kind of desperation to show off has been true of the wealthy classes since pretty much always. Products like supercars and limousines and high-end fashion exist to take advantage of this. Their massively, ridiculously overinflated prices are a feature. They're a selling point. Buy this so that you can show everybody that you can afford to buy this. Which raises the question, of course, why does Louis Vuitton think that the average League of Legends player has the kind of money that is necessary to participate in that kind of wealth culture? To which the answer is they don't. They don't expect any of you to buy any of this. As Indiana Frostcurrent Black points out on Twitter, I don't believe the pattern is gamers become Louis Vuitton product owners. I believe it's gamers who are already luxury brand product owners will now buy this luxury brand product. And I think that demographic is fairly large for areas like Shanghai specifically. What Louis Vuitton want from their collaboration with League of Legends is not access to the average League of Legends gamer market. They don't care about people like you or me. What they want is to establish themselves in our minds as a luxury brand product for gamers with tons of money to burn. What they want is for pro gamers and gamers celebrities to be seen wearing their merchandise. What they want is to establish themselves as the thing you buy to show off that you have made it. They already have the prestige of being the flex brand for a lot of pop culture. Now they want the prestige of being the flex brand for our slice of culture as well. And of course, one collaboration with Riot Games over one limited thing is probably not going to do that. This feels more like a test balloon from the company to see if the tiny 1% of the League of Legends market that actually has the money to spend on these kinds of products can be convinced to do it for a brand like Louis Vuitton if they tie themselves to a League of Legends champion or to a massive esports tournament. If this succeeds, I fully expect to see Louis Vuitton and indeed other high-class fashion brands try to get in on the action, to pitch themselves as the high-class thing that you buy when you're a gamer who has made it. What they're selling you isn't the product itself. What they're really selling you is the prestige of being able to afford it. And if you're out there and you feel like, well, but I would actually really love to buy this. Like, if I only had the money, I'd love to get, like, that biker jacket or the shawl or the watch. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting the thing. The problem is the same one that we have in an art world where a man can tape a banana to a wall and sell it for $120,000. The problem isn't the banana that was taped to a wall. The problem is the system and the institutions of the fine art world and the auction houses and the museums and the art collectors that make it possible to charge $120,000 for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the League of Legends Louis Vuitton capsule collection being expensive, but I do have some criticisms of a culture where the simple act of being expensive is so conflated with quality and prestige that you can make an entire business out of selling stuff that's expensive merely for the sake of being expensive. And while I don't blame anyone for wanting to wear this stuff if they think it's cool and it makes them happy, I do have some serious criticisms of the way that luxury brands try to turn culture in their favor by convincing us all that the sheer act of being expensive can be substituted for real value. And to bring it back around a little bit, Louis Vuitton is a brand that is marketed not on its quality and not on its aesthetics, but on its prestige and on its price. Is there some other corporation that is involved in this story that also sells products that are marketed not so much on the objective quality of the thing itself, but on its association with prestige? Does that happen at all? Is there anyone who does that? If there is, maybe we should take this Louis Vuitton capsule collection less as a strange novelty and more of a warning of where things might be heading in the future. Hey, thank you very much for watching. This was a strange coincidence that one day someone tapes a banana to a wall and tries to sell it for $120,000, and then the next day someone tries to sell you a bum bag for $2,400. And yet, isn't it a funny coincidence that the conflation of value with prestige is so prevalent that it exists both in the highfalutin, fancy, fine art world and in the world of gaming now? Funny how that works. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons. That's very helpful because numbers going up is the only thing YouTube cares about, and it's the only way that I'm going to be able to keep doing this channel. If you'd like to help the channel more directly, I do have a Patreon. You can sign up for a monthly subscription over there if you are so inclined. And I also have a tip jar and a merchandise store where, yeah, ironically, I'm going to be selling merchandise at the end of this video where I criticize a line of merchandise being sold by someone else. Capitalism! Although, to be fair, I will say that I do sell my shirts at substantially less than $1,000 each. Anyway, if you don't want to support me directly, that's completely fair, and I do understand, believe me, but I will encourage you here at the end to support the content creators whose work you enjoy directly. Like, whether it's me, whether it's someone else, for online content creators, like $1 donations can be the same as literally thousands of views on a video, because ad revenue just isn't very much, especially for people who have small and niche channels or talk about subjects that aren't popular with advertisers. So even though it may not feel like very much to give someone $1 or $2 or $3, it matters so much more than you think. If you haven't enjoyed this video, please sign up to our Silver, Platinum, Extra Value, Prestige membership program, where you will get various perks like being able to tell people that you are a member of a prestigious Silver, Platinum, Extra Value membership program. And also, you can click on the dislike button to let YouTube know that you want to watch something else. But that service is not available to Gold Star Extra Service Value members. It's only available to Silver, Platinum, Extra Value, Prestige members. And if you click the dislike button without the proper membership, I will pretend really hard that your dislike doesn't count in the statistics. Thank you very much for watching.